So I quite literally just finished writing my coming out letter to my dad. And I had tried writing this before, and I'd sat there for, I don't know, an hour or so, and nothing happened. I wasn't able to write it. And just right now, I felt inspired, and I think I wrote it in like less than 10 minutes, which, I mean, is both frightening and reassuring because it was super easy to write, and I just want to mail it right now and get it over with, kind of thing. Um, but I feel like it turned out better maybe than I even expected. So I'm going to read it to you in case, I don't know, it might be interesting to look back on it in time, or in case anybody else is wondering how to do it. But this is just my way, and we'll see how that works. Hopefully it works well. I'll get back to you on that. um, so here it goes. Hi, Dad. So this year I've been doing a lot of self-exploring because I've realized that I haven't been happy living the way I am, and I need to do something to change it. I'm writing this letter because as much as I've tried to do this in person, I can't seem to find the words or the courage. This will also give you the time and space to process what I'm telling you, and maybe even to do a little research. And by research, I of course mean Wikipedia, your favorite source of information. I want you to know that you can ask me questions about this, and that I will respect that it will take you time to adjust. Now, to get down to it, I'm trans. That means that inside I feel male, and that I want to transition to having a more masculine body. My gender identity has always been a source of distress and confusion for me. Finally, this year, I've discovered why. I don't feel like I'm trapped in the wrong body, because it's fairly functional. I just want to change it to match the way I feel inside. I also want to be perceived by others as a man and to go by male pronouns. This will also involve a name change to Zachary, the name you had originally intended for me before I was born. I will eventually also pursue a medical transition, which will involve testosterone as a hormone replacement therapy as well as a chest surgery. This is something that I've been struggling with and thinking about for a long time, so I do anticipate that it will take time for you to adjust. I'm here if you have any questions, and in time, I expect that you and the rest of the family will use my desired name and pronouns. Love, your offspring number 2. I chose not to sign my name, and I thought maybe it would be quirky, and I don't know, I didn't know how to sign my name just because, I don't know, it just felt strange. I want to give my family space and time to adjust to it and not push anything too soon on them, because it's taken me a very long time to figure this out for myself. So I just feel like I should give them respect of time. Yeah. So that was on Monday, and since then, this week has been so exhausting. Right after that, I went for a haircut, and it ended up a lot shorter than what I wanted, but that's alright. And then we had a huge storm in Toronto. And then Tuesday, I called my mom, and I had already told her earlier this year um, about what I was feeling. I kind of like wanted to let her know a little bit ahead of time because I knew that it would take her time to adjust and to get used to the idea. So I told her months ago that what I was thinking about my gender, and that I thought I was trans and stuff like that. But then on Tuesday, I like confirmed it, and I was like, this is what's happening, and you better get used to it. And she was really great. She doesn't understand, and she's afraid of like the medical transition, especially. And the more we talked about it, the more she just started to break down, and then she was blaming herself, which she does a lot, and I don't understand why. Uh, Anyone who's like queer or trans understands that like their parents really had nothing to do with it. Yeah, and she was like, "Oh, you should tell your sister. You should tell your sister." She wanted me to tell her and call her on Tuesday, but after that phone call, I was just so exhausted. I didn't really expect like coming out to be as exhausting as it was. It just takes such a toll on you. It's incredible. Anyways, so I didn't end up calling my sister. I was gonna call her on Wednesday instead, because Tuesday I just wanted to, I don't know, veg out, and it was just exhausting. And but then on Wednesday morning, I got a call from my sister, and I was like, "What did mom tell you?" I knew that my mom had already told her. I mean, I understand because my mom probably needed somebody to talk to and all that. So I wasn't all that surprised that my mom told her, even though I had expressed that I wanted to tell my sister myself. But my sister was great. Apparently she already knew, which I have no idea how she figured it out. She says it's because I stopped shaving like months ago, and I was like, that's not a thing. Like, that's not a trans exclusive thing. But good for her for figuring it out, I guess. And she was really great. And then, so that was Wednesday, and I think I talked to my mom again on Thursday, and she was making an effort to use my name, my chosen name, and my pronouns, which was pretty cool. And she had kind of like she was like, oh, so my name, Zachary, is the one that my parents had originally chosen for me before I was born. It's kind of an interesting story. So I was I have an older sister, and then the way usually like stereotypically uh, male babies are held up higher in the stomach and they kick more, which is what I was like when I was in the womb. And so my parents were, especially my mom, were so certain that I was going to be a boy that they never picked a girl name. It actually took them 2 weeks to name me after that. But they had picked a boy name, which was Zachary, and so that's why I chose that name. And so my mom, finally back to my story. So my mom was like, "Oh, I finally get my petit Zachary." By the way, I'm francophone. My dad's anglophone, but my mom's francophone. So I talked to her in French, and so she was trying to use that, even though I know it's going to take her time. And she said that she wanted to use my pronouns and my name right away, just so that she could get used to it, and yeah, and not like procrastinate or anything. So she was good about that. But then it's a lot of like getting used to. Like she said, "Es-tu contente?" which is the feminine version of saying "Are you happy?" And I was like, "No, je suis content." So it's kind of interesting. It's gonna be hard for me to get used to too. I'm used to using feminine pronouns and my birth name as well. So the letter that I had sent my dad, I only sent it on Tuesday. I was expecting him to receive it on Friday, and today's Saturday. So I haven't been sleeping well all week. I've been stressed out about it. A lot of anxiety. I just wanted to receive it and to like get it over with, get his reaction. And not everybody checks their mail every day. So today I sent him a text being like, he's supposed to receive my grad pics sometime soon. So I sent him a text asking him if he received my grad pics, which was really like trying to get him to check the mail. But he wasn't home, and so I hope he checks the mail soon. Not tonight though, because I don't like I prefer for him to receive it when he has time to process it, not when he's gonna go to bed. Uh, yeah, so still nervous about that. So this coming out week has been interesting for me because I've realized that I have different emotions concerning depending on like who I come out to. When it comes to my family, I'm mostly concerned that they'll accept me, um, and all that. When it comes to my friends, I don't know what I'm afraid of. I guess I'm afraid that they'll judge me or that they'll think I'm weird. I think a lot of it has to do with like internalized transphobia, that I'm trying to like analyze and obviously get rid of. um, and then I haven't come out yet. Next week I want to come out to the places where I volunteer. One of them is a queer organization, so it should be great. And then I was trying to figure out why I was so scared of coming out there, and I think a lot of it has to do with the trans enough thing, where I'm afraid of being perceived as not trans enough. But I mean, the more I do research and I look on YouTube and I think about it, like before I realized I was trans, I was afraid of being too masculine, but now I'm afraid of being too feminine, which is strange. I never thought of myself as being too feminine before. Uh, and then the other place where I volunteer, it's with youth, so I'm primarily concerned with, their confusion, and it's already hard enough sometimes establishing a relationship with youth, and I don't really want anything to change the dynamics or things like that, but I know it'll change. Maybe for the better. I have no idea. So we'll see. Another thing is that I'm currently unemployed, and I'm struggling with at what point should I come out to my employer. Well, I don't have a job yet, so I'm just job searching. And a lot of the organizations I'm applying for, I try to find organizations where I know that they'll be, or I suspect that they would be more accepting. And I'm like kind of wondering, should I come out to them right away so that they use my chosen name from the start? Or should I wait till I start like hormones or something like that? Even though I want to socially transition for a few months at least before I medically transition. So that's something that I'm wondering about right now. Thankfully, I don't have any job offers, so it's not something I have to decide on tomorrow or anything like that. Finally, I'm really struggling with the idea of how to come out, like, in mass to, Facebook and all that. I deleted about like 200 people last week off my Facebook. People I was like, I haven't talked to you in 4 years. Why do I even have you on here? Delete, delete, delete. I mean, they're not bad people. I just don't need everybody knowing my business. And there's still more people that I could probably delete, but um, yeah, I'm wondering how I should do that. I have a new Facebook profile where I've only added like 5 people, I think, so far on my new Facebook. And I don't know. I don't know if any of you have any tips on how to come out to like just everyone in your life. Like, well, not everyone in your life. People that just don't matter to you as much, to be quite brutally honest. So how to come out to them all at the same time. I considered adding them on adding a bunch of people on my new Facebook and then explaining it, or like writing them a mess, like writing a kind of like writing a mass message, and then adding people on Facebook that I wanted on my new Facebook. Even if I do it like progressively, like 50 people at a time or something like that. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do that yet. So let me know if you have any tips. See ya.